The Mother Witch locks onto the Goblin Giant. My man is just... Oh my... He can't defend. Look how many goblins we have. Look at... Oh, that was crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. Goblins everywhere. What's up, gamers? It's Turkey here, and today we're going to be playing on the all-new game mode and the new update, the Goblin Queen's Journey, with the best deck. This deck right here is amazing. It's a counterplay for all of the Goblin cards that you're going to be seeing. It features the Bowler and Triple Spell, and of course some Goblins. So the deck is in the bottom left. I saw a few different YouTubers and streamers using this deck, so I also decided to pick it up. This game mode is so much fun. If you haven't tried it out, you have to try it. It's one of Supercell's biggest updates in a really long time. It features the new Goblin Queen Tower, which, as you can see, has the little meter at the bottom, which means every single time that you play a Goblin card, it charges up that meter, which is really cool. You'll see what it does as soon as the meter gets full for us. So anyways, I have so much to talk about. I've made like short form content on this, long form content, but the main point of this video today is to show you what I think is one of the best decks. If you are going to run a deck that has goblins in it. I've seen some people that'll just play like a normal deck, like they'll just play like Giant Beatdown, or they'll play Lava Hound because it's broken. But that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, not everything has to be hyper competitive. I think you should run something that is fun and does run goblins and things like that. I'm going to do this because when I go for the Goblin Demolisher, it's going to spawn all of the little mini goblins here, which is nuts. He does the same. I'm going to arrows over here. I don't want to lose my entire tower, so let's go ahead and do that. Really well defended by him, in all honesty. Both of us actually defended pretty well. We got a good chunk of damage there. The Dark Goblin Princess Tower is almost the same DPS as the Princess Tower. Wow, he just ate all of that. So keep that in mind. You can kind of just pretend it's a Princess Tower. I know it's a Dark Goblin, but it almost does the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go Goblins. I mean, whenever you can play Goblins to counter something, it's almost wise to play them because it helps charge your meter. Like, a lot of times you can defend with like a Bowler or an Earthquake, but it's like you kind of want to have a building. Or you kind of want to play your Goblin cards. We're going to do this because, again, it's going to help us cycle. And then again, Goblin Demolisher because I'm trying to fill up that meter. Okay, this should do a really good job. I'm going to Bowler just to make sure that doesn't get a hit on my tower. Like, I'm just playing it extra safe. He goes in for the offensive drill. I don't know if that's a great play. I know what he was thinking, like my Bowler's out of hand, so he's going to go in. But we're going to have a nice counter push. Let's go like this. Both of us one Goblin away from having a nasty counter push. Arrows on this, and then I can just log over here, and we take his entire tower. It's really easy to get caught off guard with that ability. Like, if you don't have a Bowler or a building or a log or arrows in hand, it's really hard to defend. And my opponent just gave up, so really good first game. Again, I think this is one of the best early decks that you can use. So we'll take the dub and catch you in the next one. All right, into our next match here against Dark Void. And even if you think this game mode is annoying or dumb, one of the reasons you should push this new league as well is because that's how you unlock 3 of the new Goblin cards. So at 1,000 trophies, you unlock the new Goblin spell, like the Goblin Poison or Goblin Curse spell. And at 2,000 trophies, you unlock the Mecha Goblin. So you definitely want to keep pushing those leagues if you want to unlock those cards. They are free, but you do need to hit the trophy limits. My man is just spending elixir like it's free, so I'm gonna, over defend a little bit. I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't want to take too much damage, and everything I defend with is gonna get a really nice counter push. I love the Goblin Demolisher card. Like on the right, you can see it functions as a ranged splash unit, but as soon as that meter goes down, it turns into a wall breaker, which is like so cool. It's such a cool and interesting concept, super unique from Supercell. Let's do this to kite everything over, and then we're gonna go for a Goblin Cage just to help out on defense. Goblin Cage should clean up all of this in combination with the Dark Goblin, so I'm just gonna let it breathe. I think so. Yep, we're good. And he's going to eat almost all of that Goblin Giant, so that kite was really well done by us. Both of us are one Goblin card away from charging up our meters. That's important to keep in mind. There's a lot of misconception about charging the meter. Oh, oops. It is the number of elixir that your Goblin card costs is what matters. It's not like how many Goblins are in it. It's like if you play a 6 elixir card, like that charges your meter more than a 3 elixir Goblin card or something like that. So our next Goblin card will spawn all 8 of the Goblins. So I'm going to go ahead and go in for it right now because we have split lane pressure. Let's do this. We're going to have arrows ready. He goes for the log, but I don't know how he's going to defend. He didn't hit anything with that log. Okay, we're going to log on this side because there are more Goblins over there. And we should be okay if we can get... Yeah, let's put this cage down. I wasn't going to put it down, but because he played the support troop, I thought it was wise to play it. We're going to do a Demolisher of our own because I just want to make sure that doesn't get any damage. At this point, we can kind of just spell cycle them out. So we're going to go Bowler here. Bowler going to do an incredible job on defense. And we might even get to another ability, depending on if we play our Goblin cards or not. Nice. We force out a Valkyrie there, which is super huge. I'm going to actually go for a Kite on the Valkyrie, I think. We're going to pull it over. We're probably going to end up taking 2 towers here because we're going to fill up our meter. And then if I play one more Goblin card, I'm going to do it just to go ahead and get to the ability. My boy's not going to be able to defend all of this. We're going to log on this side and defend. And that is going to be tower down on the left. And I can Earthquake on the right. And it should be almost tower down. So definitely well played by us. We didn't get overwhelmed like he kind of got overwhelmed. That's the key to this game mode, is don't get overwhelmed when they get the ability. You'll have no problem. So GG's to Dark Void. We'll take the dub. Catch you in the next match. Okay, now our next match here against Galo. We'll go ahead and see what they're rocking with. Hopefully some form of Goblin card. And if you're someone who, like, you haven't booted up Clash in a while, like, I encourage you to play this game mode. Like, it's not hyper competitive. It's really fun. It's really creative. Like, I'm hoping that this game mode brings a lot of people just back to Clash Royale in general. He spent a lot there, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, just because I think that was somewhat aggressive. I'll have my arrows ready for like a swarm. I'll take a Dark Goblin, and that's most likely going to be tower down. We clipped the gang as well, so yeah, pretty easy. Honestly, since this is a new league and new trophies, a lot of people are still figuring out the game mode, myself included, but you can always catch people sleeping because it's like they haven't yet quite adapted to the meta or how you're supposed to play it. So really good start. I'm going to go gang here. Pretty much playing my Goblin cards whenever I have the opportunity because that's how I cycle to the ability. Nice. Okay. Really, really well played by us. He might go for a barrel here with this. I'm going to cage. Like I said, I could have played a bowler. I could have played a log, but I'm just trying to get to that ability as quickly as possible. You also want to try to align your ability with like a push. So you'll see here, like my meter's almost full. I know that the next Goblin card I play is going to probably fill it up. So now when I go in for a Giant at the bridge, it's going to trigger it. So instead of playing the Giant, I'm going to strategically place the Bowler. And then now when I go for the Goblin Giant, we're going to have a massive push. That's going to be super difficult for him to stop. So Goblin Giant here is going to trigger the ability. So we have the Goblin Giant and all of the other stuff, and it's just going to be really difficult to defend, and that's kind of the reason that I did it. We're going to log on this side, because that was the side that had more goblins, and you can see we ended up taking the tower. So well played by us, almost perfectly played, I guess you could say, and probably going to end up being another easy win. I'm going to cage in the middle here, and get ready for double elixir. Again, saving my spells and using my goblins. That would be the biggest, like, I guess, tip I have is, if you can counter something with goblins, do it. Use your goblins. Don't be shy. It's fun, and that's the way that you're supposed to play the game mode. Okay. He's just like ignoring all this. So I'm going to go in for the 3 crown. I'm going to go in for blood here. I'm going to log over here just to take care of that. And it looks like we're going to secure the 3 crown, my boy. Definitely underestimating the damage that that unit does. So GG's to Galo. Another easy dub with this deck. We'll go ahead and catch y'all in the next one. All right, now our next match here against Pike. I have yet to play someone who's not running something Goblin related, so that's refreshing. I would recommend not using the default deck. They do give you a default deck, but it's just not very good. I mean, it's okay, but everyone will expect you to be using that deck, so it's like, mix it up. So my opponent's leaking here. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that. So we're going to cycle my cage, and that'll defend the Goblin Giant really, really well. He does the same thing. I'm just going to take an Earthquake here. I think we're going to be able to defend this no problem. We're going to put our Demolisher on one side. That Bowler is just like the enemy of Goblins. Like, it is the true Goblin op. Bowler is so good against like every single Goblin card in the game. We have a nice little counter push here. I'm going to go in. He doesn't have a Cajun cycle, so he probably has to play like a swarm unit of some sort. So we're just going to play arrows here. Maybe we can catch multiple things. Yeah. And that's probably going to be tower down, dude. This deck is so crazy. And this guy's also kind of bad, so we haven't even gotten to our ability yet. Alright. I'm going to go low cage here and have my log ready in case he has barrel. Whenever they go knight at the bridge like that, it's like you need to be wary of a possible goblin barrel that's going to come down. Goblin Demolisher is kind of like a bomber on steroids. Like, he's seriously so good. This is going to connect. I think I'm just going to let it do its thing. It'll do a little bit of damage, but I don't really want to sacrifice my Goblin Gang on that, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so we need to be careful. Here's his ability. I wish I had my Bowler in cycle, but we have Log, we have Goblin Gang, and we have Goblin Demolisher. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's log on this side, and easy defense there. Yeah, those arrows came in a little too late. I like the idea, but it just didn't really work out. That was my fault. I wasn't really cognizant of the ability. I just kind of played it, and I forgot that the meter was fully charged. So my bad, but we're looking really good here. I'm just gonna go with the Goblin Giant in the pocket. I think no matter what your deck is, you should probably be running Goblin Giant. It's just the best Goblin win condition. I think it's probably better than Barrel. It charges your meter more than Barrel, and it's a good tank to play at the bridge before the 8 goblins get shot out by the queen. So that's what I would recommend. Bowler is really good for defending the ability. You can see here, Bowler is going to probably clean house onto almost everything, and that's why we love the Bowler. He used his arrows, so I'm free to go for a gang. We're going to cycle Log here, and then we're going to get back to another cage because I need to play a cage onto this guy. Okay. As long as this guy doesn't connect to my tower, we're all good. Pretty much have this game in the bag, and our meter is full, so let's go ahead and just overwhelm this guy one last time. Goblin Gang is going to spew the little goblins everywhere. Arrows onto this, and we're probably going to end up taking the right side tower. Nah, we didn't. Honestly, good game to this guy. He played fine. Our deck's just better, so we'll take the dub. Catch y'all in the next one. Into our next match here. Hopefully you are all getting the idea of what this game mode is like. I guess I didn't explain it explicitly, but I feel like there's been so much content around this game mode that I'm most people know how to play by now. We're going to do this to sponge up some of the damage. And that's maybe, I was going to say, I didn't think it was going to connect because we had the Spear Goblins. We're going to go Earthquake here. Yeah, pretty much everyone is running some variant of this deck. Come on, get on the tower for me. The cool thing about that card is even if it doesn't connect to the tower, it explodes and does damage to the troops. So that's why I think it's a really, really good card. You can use it defensively as well, to kill up, to blow up all of the swarm cards. So it's a really cool card. I think it'll have lots of value even outside this league as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so our meter is nearly full. I think we need to play 2 more cards. This 4 elixir card is going to charge it almost full. And then our Goblin Giant will charge it entirely. He's thinking the same thing, so what we're going to do is we're going to defend and then have a nasty counter push. So we're going to use Bowler here. He's going to play some Goblin and probably pop the ability. So instead of playing our Goblin Giant, we're going to do this. If he plays 1 more Goblin, it's going to pop his ability. Let's just log here to be careful, and then we're going to go... I don't want to play a Goblin. I'm actually just going to let this breathe. Yeah, okay, so there was a little bit of, what's it called? Restraint on my end. I didn't want to go in. I wanted to go in here with my Goblin Giant. So now we have a really, really nice counter push. That mini P.E.K.K.A. just gets... Oh, it almost got taken out. I was kind of hoping it'd get taken out, but the Spear Goblins get the job done. So really, really, really good. You can see we have a marginal advantage now. That's the thing is sometimes you just play cards down and you're like, oh, I wasted my Goblin Queen ability, and it just kind of happens and you don't expect it. Alright, this is the first person that I played where I'm almost okay, he seems decent. I'm going to cage instead of going for the Bowler. Misplaced it. Oops. It's all good, though. We're going to go for a Bowler in the back. I might get 1 swing, actually. No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Arrows come down, but meh. I really don't want this guy connecting. I don't think that he will because of all the troops that we have down. I'm going to play this because it's going to spawn the ability. Arrows come down. See, he went for his ability and he has nothing tanking for it. So I can almost ignore it. That's the big difference between our 2 pushes is we had something tanking for it and he played the ability when he had nothing tanking for it. So keep that in mind. Definitely do better than this guy because I would say that was a mistake and it's probably going to end up costing him the game. Yep. Arrows do 93, so we're not quite there yet. Let's just go gang here. No, 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 no. Brawler, brawler, brawler. Oops. Well, that was a mistake by me, honestly, but I think we played really well. So GG's to that guy. We'll hold the L. Catch you in the next match. And into our next match here. Definitely underestimated that Goblin Brawler, but like I said, I was fine with how I played, so it's not a big deal. We're still really, really early on and pretty low down in this arena anyway, so I'm not going to overthink it. Okay, my guy splits Goblin's first play. It's an okay play, basically just a waste of 2 elixir, but it is what it is. We're going to go with our own Goblin Demolisher, just kind of in the same lane as his Demolisher. He does go in here. I can't say that I blame him. We're going to go Goblin Gang low and then arrows onto everything. And this should be a really solid defense. Okay, he goes with arrows of his own. These 2 cards are going to nearly cancel out, so it's fine. I'm going to do this. I don't want it connecting to my tower. Oh! Mistimed the log. The little micro interactions are just not perfect today, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to go with our cage here. And then I believe a Goblin Giant will almost fill our meter or get it like really close. So we'll try and have like a really nice counter push here. Okay, so we're going to go here. This shouldn't fill the meter. Nice. And then we can go Goblin Giant, Goblin Gang, and we will have quite the counter push. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. He has all of that stuff in that lane, right? That Knight's going to get toasted. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to go Gang. And this is the push we've been waiting for. We have arrows ready. Let's see what we can do here. Do I even need to play it? Oh, I don't even need to play arrows. That's going to probably be towered down anyway. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that little baby Goblin. And we're going to get a wall breaker connection on that side. Beautiful push right there. That's what I'm talking about. You need to be intentional with your ability. That was a really, really clean push. He has his ability as well, but we have our Goblin Cage, so I'm going to place it in the middle. That way if he does play a Goblin, it'll pull in all of those little mini Goblins. Yep, so here they come. This should pull everything in. Yep, beautiful. And you can see now that Goblin Brawler is going to work on all of those little mini Goblins. He ignored my Bowler, which is going to do a lot of damage. It's probably going to end up taking his tower, so don't know if that was the right play. And Bowler plus our own Demolisher will clean this up. We're nearly to another ability as well, so I'm going to go ahead and go in the pocket and then go with the Demolisher, and it's going to go ahead and pop the ability. And that's really good arrows value. I'm going to arrows onto the Dark Goblins and the Goblins, and my man is just overwhelmed right now. You can see it. Just Goblins everywhere. It's Goblin Chaos. I love it. I love it. Yeah, easy win here, I think. As long as we defend this push, we're chilling. But even so, I feel like we could even just go for the 3 crown and not even worry about it. Yeah. He gets 1 tower, but we secure the match. So GG's to this guy. Another day, another win. And we'll go ahead and catch you in the next one. Enter our next match here against Dr. Ted. Climbing our way up, trying to get to 1,000 trophies as quickly as possible. But we'll see. Okay, we'll go ahead and cycle my Demolisher. I love the Demolisher card. I mean, I'm not going to say it's broken, but it's really, really good. Super versatile. A lot of people underestimate it as well. And it does a lot of DPS. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to arrows here. Want to keep my Demolisher healthy if possible. Yeah, no, there he goes. There he goes. Bowler here is going to do a good job on defense. So we're 2 Goblins away from the ability. So what I could... No, I think we're more than 2 away now that I think about it. I'm going to let this Bowler go in as a tank, and then we're going to go for the Gang. Should force out Log or arrows or something. Yeah. Oh, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Mini P.E.K.K.A is a pretty good card to be running in the challenge because a lot of people are running the Goblin Giant. Okay, well, that works. That's going to blow up those Goblins. I don't know why he played those Goblins. That was just like a waste. He didn't need to. The tower would have taken care of that. So he's pretty close to an ability. So let's do this. And the next Goblin he plays is going to trigger the ability, but... And not, I can't say the same for us. So we need to kind of fix our cycle here. Yeah, so this is going to go in. We need to do this. And unfortunately, we need to ignore the right side because otherwise I don't really think we'll be able to defend. Okay, now we're in a situation where when we go for the ability... it'll be behind a Goblin Giant. So that's like exactly what we want. We took a little bit of damage here, but I think it was worth it. Okay. I think I'm going to wait till 10 and then go for a 6-4 double push. Hopefully he spends on this. Nah, he doesn't. Okay, so this is going to trigger the ability, so let's be intentional with it. Let's go bang, bang, right into double elixir. Goblin Giant's going to tank for that side. Let's see how he defends it. We have our arrows ready for goblins. He kind of logged and he missed a lot of the stuff. I'm going to arrows here on the Dark Goblin. Nice. Don't need to worry about King Tower activation because that's not really a thing anymore. Cycling our Goblin Cage here. It's going to pull over that. Goblin Gang on the side to take care of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and then Bowler as well. Just to extra make sure that this doesn't get any damage. He's close to another ability, but he just used his Goblin Giant, so like it's not going to be a good ability, I guess, is in my opinion. Okay. We're going to Earthquake here. Yes, because that ability goes to waste, essentially. He didn't have anything tanking for it. Okay, we're going to Cage, and then the next Goblin that we play is going to pop the ability. Bowler doing work over there. Shoutouts to Bowler. Okay, we're going to Bowler once more, and unfortunately, no, I'm going to try and save it. I'm like, I feel like I have to use a Goblin, but we're going to save it here. And I think that's going to pay dividends because we saved our ability. Now we have that being tanked for. He wisely goes for the building. That was actually really smart, but we're going to Earthquake it. Log over here just to move the Mini P.E.K.K.A. over. Oh, Bowler nearly hitting the tower. But it's going to take care of the Dark Goblin. Shoutouts to Bowler. Bowler's so good. He's probably going to go in here. I'm going to prepare for such a thing. Looks like he doesn't. Interesting. Arrows come down instead. Okay. I'm going to do this. And do this because there's no arrows. Okay. I'm going to log on this side. Make sure I protect my tower. He does the same thing. We're going to do this. It's going to pop the ability here. And then I'm going to have arrows on standby. Hopefully we can hit something. Take care of that Mini P.E.K.K.A. Forces out arrows from him. This guy's actually playing really well. I feel like this is like one of the first people I've played that is like actually being very strategic. I don't think I've even had a match go into overtime, so that's very interesting. Let's go with the Bowler here. Nobody wants to push into a Bowler. Goblin Demolisher over here. He doesn't have barrel, so I'm fine like using my log like this. Okay, and I'm going to try and get back to another log, because that's good log value over there. Great log value. Ooh, and that Mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to get DPS down. He basically just wasted his Mini P.E.K.K.A. We're going to have a fat counter push now. I think I can just ignore all of those goblins. Now we have a nice counter push. Okay. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. He uses his log, but he's not going to be able to defend that Goblin Giant or even the other side. So GG's to that guy. He actually played really well. We just outclassed him a little bit. So we'll take the dub. Catch you in the next one. All right, into our next match here against Bossy, whatever. Okay, we can start with a Goblin Gang at the bridge. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm fine making the starting play in this game mode, especially if it involves goblins. My man comes down with the late log. So we're going to find ourselves with an early lead. I'm just going to cycle my cage in the middle here. Good timing. This gets a lot of damage. Alright, let's go in with it. I just want to find out a little bit more about what he's running. This is going to be good arrows here. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Forces out a lot of elixir from him, and we're definitely going to get a lot of damage. Our brawlers pretty much cancel out because of the spear goblins helping out, so really good time to go in. I need to be wary of his meter. He's 2 goblins away, so if he goes in for a Goblin Giant and something else, it could be tricky to defend. Okay, we're just going to do this. Like I said, I don't think Barrel is as good of a win condition as, say, like the Goblin Giant is, but that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But yeah, don't do it. In this game mode specifically, I should say. Let's do this just in case he goes for like a gang surround or something. Okay, Goblin Cage in the middle is going to pull everything in. And instead of defending with arrows, I'm going to go with the gang low. And that should take care of the Dark Goblin, which is nice. Nice. And the arrows here just because he won't be ready for it. And that Goblin Brawler is going to do a lot of damage. Bang! Okay, I thought I was going to get more than one shot, but that's okay. So we find ourselves with a healthy lead here. And I'm just going to let it breathe. Okay. Let's see what we're working with here. I'm going to cycle a Bowler into the lane that he cycled his Demolisher into. And go Demolisher. And then we'll make sure we don't miss this log. And then again, responding with goblins here I think is the best move. Arrows over here. It's going to get a lot of value. It's going to hit the Dark Goblin. It's going to hit the Demolisher. It's going to hit those goblins. That's a clean defense if I've ever seen one. Goes for the log. Let's go for our Goblin Giant, supported by the Demolisher. We're going to Earthquake here. It's going to hit the Demolisher. It's going to hit the Goblin Cage. That's a great log for us. Nice. We force out the arrows as well. Super, super clean. We'll be ready for his barrel because we just went for our log. So let's do this and then this. He doesn't want to go for the barrel there. Rightfully so. Let's see how he defends this. He needs to log or something or he's going to lose his tower. And he just has nothing in cycle to defend that. So an unorthodox way to end the game, but we'll take the dub. Catch y'all in the next one. Alright, in our next match here, and we are not tired of tearing it up just yet. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with this game mode. You definitely could mix up the deck if you wanted to. Like I said, I think this is just the best deck, but doesn't mean you have to stick with it. Once that locks on, we're going to do this. Mistimed that, but that's okay. We're going to get a little connection here more than likely. Bang! And the bowler locks on. That's huge for us. Should be an easy defense with good cage placement. He doesn't have a Dark Goblin, so I can play it like that. Or his Dark Goblin's out of cycle, I should say. So, gang here to help DPS this down. Nice. Good. That's all taken care of. Ooh, good arrows by him, honestly. That's pretty smart. Bowler to help out. I don't know this interaction yet, but I think that full counters it. It didn't. Alright. I need to be careful. He's one goblin away from filling up his meter. It's so interesting how like a new game mode like can think about how you or change how you think about the game or how you play the game in its entirety. I'm gonna log over here. It'll get too much damage otherwise. I'm gonna ignore those two. Spear goblins won't do that much damage, honestly. Want to get down this Goblin Giant? Come on, go in front. Go in front. No. I tried. It's still gonna be a nuisance for him. And I'm actually going to defend with the gang instead of a building, because he still needs to defend on defense, and it'll activate the ability for cheaper. And that defensive Goblin Giant like seemed like a good idea at the time, but it left him with very little elixir to defend, it looked like. Very nice. That's going to get taken care of. Now we found ourselves in a winning position. One good ability, and he could definitely still clutch up this match, though, so I'm not too comfortable yet. But with the bowler and the cage in hand, that is like the best wombo combo for defending the ability. So like I should be okay. Cage plus bowler to pull everything in. He's not quite to the ability yet, so that's really good for me. He might be waiting to go in, I'm not sure. Okay. Ooh, Mother Witch is interesting. That's actually pretty smart. I don't see a ton of Mother Witch, but like that actually makes sense as a card to me. Okay, Goblin Gang on the other side. It'll take care of that. We're back to another cage. Let's get our Demolisher down. Making sure we don't give that Mother Witch any value. I'm going to log as well because, like I said, that Mother Witch is really annoying. I just want to get it off the board. Nice. And now we're going to activate the ability, and my boy is going to struggle to defend this. Yep. Look at all of those goblins. Oh my. Even with the Mother Witch. The Mother Witch locks onto the Goblin Giant. My man is just... Oh my. He can't defend. Look how many goblins we have. Oh, that was crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. Goblins everywhere. It's just too much. GT's to that guy. We'll take the dub. We'll catch you in the next match. All right, into our next match. Possibly our last one. We'll see. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun, so there's really no limit to how much time I'm going to spend on this. Let's go gang at the bridge here. Kind of misplaced that, I feel like. All right. Like I said, defending with troops whenever you can that are goblins are so good. I could go in here because he doesn't have the cage, and the cage is like one of the best answers to the Goblin Giant. Okay, since he used his arrows, I'm going to totally do this, and I'm going to see if I can predict. Well, actually, I don't even need to predict. I can just do this. Log. Oh, man, I didn't even need that log in hindsight. Either way, we found ourselves in a, not even a tower trade situation, but my man just choked. I don't know what that was. He just, like, didn't even defend, so our life is good. Arrows on the Dark Goblin. We're going to get even more damage with the gang on that side. I do want to be wary of his ability, but I also have my ability, so I might even just go for Goblin Giant in the pocket. And I would be pretty impressed if he defended for like no damage. So things are looking good. I might go bowler first because that won't activate the ability. And then if he goes in for something crazy, like at least we'll have a defense, you know what I mean? So I think that's the right move. Okay, let's do this. We're probably going to end up tower trading, I would think. Yeah, but I don't want to lose both sides. Nah, I logged on the wrong side, though. That's okay. We find ourselves in pretty much a tower trade scenario, which is more fun, you know? Okay, let's do this here. Yeah, and he gets a lot of damage there, but we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Maybe. Arrows do 93, so as long as we don't let him 3-crown us, we're Gucci gang. He's trying to, though. Arrows here? Yeah, we're not... None of that baloney. Arrows come down, so what would be a really good move is Goblin Giant, Goblin Gang in the pocket, because again, no arrows, so we're going to do that right away. And like I said, he's going to have a hard time defending it. That's going to be tower down. Goblin Cage just so we can get to our ability. And we're 2 goblins away now. That was a really bad Dark Goblin. Maybe one of the worst Dark Goblins I've ever seen, dare I say. The desperation is oozing from this man. I can just feel it. We just need to make sure we don't get 3 crowns. So we're going to bowler over there. And now our Goblin Giant's going to activate the ability. Ooh, okay, let's defend here. And then we'll go for the gang. And that's going to activate the ability. And as long as we don't get 3 count, we're big chillin'. And yeah, we don't. Joke's on you, we got the 3 count. Good games to Gambino. We'll take the dub. And we'll hop into one more match. These games are just flying by. See you there. Alright, into our real last match here. We've climbed about 400 trophies since starting the video, which, you know, makes sense. You know. Okay, let's go like this. The Goblin Demolisher. A fine defense in this situation. And you know what? Let's just go in with the Goblin Giant. What do we have to lose? We'll have our Earthquake ready. And we're just going to play it here. Nice. We actually took care of that entire Lumberjack, which is like kind of crazy to me, to be honest. Nice. And now we don't really need to worry about that counter push. Okay, now we're going to log here. Easy peasy. I love the way the tower like turns. Like you can see the tower's like facing backwards. It's like whatever direction it last shot is the way that it faces. I think that's just kind of silly. Okay, let's do this. Goblin Gang, just trying to charge my meter. It's a fine card to cycle. I don't yet want to cycle my Goblin Cage in case he does have the Giant. Okay, let's do this. I was going to say, I don't know if this targets air. It doesn't. Okay, oops. I was like, does this target air? I don't think it does. Alright, well, our only option is going for a tower trade. Because I didn't know that didn't target air units, so that's on me. I understand that. I understand that that's my mistake, but we learned. So we're all good. This is going to do a ton of damage, even to the King Tower. So I'm going to keep pressing my luck here because he did spend a lot on that balloon, and he needs to defend this, right? I was like, my man, you needed to defend this. Oh my gosh, fell asleep at the wheel. GG's to that guy. We'll go ahead and take the dub, and I'll see y'all in the outro. That's going to do it for today's video. Here's the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot. But honestly, any deck that you find that's fun, that runs goblins, is going to be a great time. Please give this new league a try. It's a blast. Even if you haven't played Clash in a while, it's very refreshing. It's really invigorating. It's not hyper competitive, and it's the least I've tilted playing this game in a while. So shoutouts to Supercell. Give this deck a try. Let me know what you think of the new update in the comments, and I hope to see you in another video real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Peace!